to some degree. So I've been reading Tarot+Tequila. So I've been reading cards for about 20 to 25 years. I don't on and off. About a couple of years ago, I decided to make a little business called Tarot+Tequila, where I would read cards in unconventional places like bars and restaurants, where I would have musicians playing, and I'd literally be screaming over the music to tell people their readings. And the energy was very, very crazy. And I would try to limit it to 10 minutes per person. And I could read about 20 people a night. And it was very draining. It was very weird. But not anybody was, I mean, it was a thing that not many people were doing. So I had like some tequila.
You could do it in that environment. You see, I have like a hard time sometimes.
It's hard.
Yeah, like especially with the music, like if I start getting a little distracted, and I could never do 20, like sometimes online I'll do 20 reads, but that's only because I'm only doing 3 cards. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be able to do more than 3 cards, and I don't think I would be able to get past 20. That's a lot of
Well, you could limit it. I mean, you could do whatever you wanted. I mean, you could have your own Tarot+Tequila night at a restaurant or something, and you could keep it to like 10 minutes a pop, and do 3 card spread. I was doing quick 10 card spreads. Quick, like bam, bam, just because that's what I'm used to. Sometimes it would be the cross of the Celtic part without the wand part. I would just be doing the first 5 cards. And I would just be kind of like, be very fluid, very just like, okay. And I would have some people helping me out with time control, because if I didn't have them, I would just want to stay with one person I was connected with for like the full on 3 hours I was there. So that was the problematic part, having to cut it off in 10 minutes and going to the next person, keeping a list. There'd be a sign up sheet, and we had a tequila company kick in some extra cash, and we would make drinks named after tarot cards, and have like, instead of like $14 drinks, we'd bring them down to like $7 drinks. And you could have like the magician, and that was like one of the cheers.
I like that idea. Of having drinks named after tarot cards.
And that's what led to, and I want to like talk about it now, and I won't, but that's what led to the whole like book deal that's coming out with Tarot+Tequila, where we pair 40 of the 78 cards with mixed cocktails, and that'll be out
Like,
July 13th.
Give me an example of a cocktail. Like, what would be one of the cocktails? Like, do you have an emperor cocktail or?
Yeah, all the major arcana have cocktails.
Nice.
Okay, and some of the minor arcana and court cards have cocktails. But yeah, most of the drinks are tequila based, but we opened it up to bourbon, vodka, rum, gin, you name it.
Rum and gin. Yeah, I haven't had any of that in a really long time. I'm just checking our feed just to see what's going on here. So let me tell you how I kind of started. I told you, I just used to palm read. I used to like to palm read. It was like totally goofy. Like, I didn't even know what the hell I was doing, like 4 lines, and it was almost like a party trick, And and I would read people's palms at parties when I was a kid. People were like, you're creepy, and I'm just like, I don't know. I just felt like I would get it on I would nail it on the head all the time.
I would love it if you read my palms one day.
I haven't done it in such a long time. And, I always loved the tarot cards, but I actually had the original one, the San Marseille tarot. And so I didn't even have pictures. So I was like just reading, like I just, I don't know. I knew the major arcana, but I wasn't so great with the court cards. And then I really started to read a little bit more, and I finally got a Rider-Waite, because I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And so I've been going since then. And, Lady Farrah was just pretty much a manifestation of the COVID, because,
Oh, really? Did it start because of the COVID?
Pretty much. I had more downtime. Like I was working from home as opposed to working from school. So,
yeah. Oh, I thought the whole Lady Farrah thing was a thing you've had for many, many years.
Really?
Yeah, I just thought so.
No, because Farrah, the name Lady Farrah are my dogs. I think I told you.
Right. You were saying
Lady
that's
passed away
great, by
a
the
couple
way.
of years ago, and Farrah is underneath the table under my feet with
That's
rock.
great.
But yeah, we I was reading. I would read cards, but not on any kind of weird formal platform or anything. I was just having fun. And then I
Yeah.
was bored, and I'm like, let me just start reading cards for my friends because they must be depressed. So I
But
would
you
do that.
connect, but your gift that I don't have, because I read strictly from an intuition and my empathy.
Right.
But you connect to spirit. You can actually
Really, I do. Sometimes
see.
it
I
does.
don't do that.
Like we had like that read the other night. I did a live read on Wednesday and spirit was coming through like hard. I feel like I had a lot of empathic people coming on asking questions, and I saw a lot of people came to me from the other side to help them, because they really do want spirit reads sometimes. And
Yeah.
I do. I can feel them, like I can visualize them, and sometimes I can hear them. Like if they want to speak to me, I can hear them. And
See,
I've been trying to relay the message the way it's been coming through, because I used to block it down a little bit, because a lot of times the words that were being said weren't words like I would use. You know what I mean?
right.
So like, and I would be like, oh, I didn't want to say it because that wasn't me, right? But I had to stop doing that. I had to say it the way they were saying it. And let me tell you, when I started to, people were like, oh my God, this is this person, or oh my God, that must be that person. So now I really just try to be like a conduit to whatever is coming through, but it exhausts me, like just the way you said. I
Yeah.
get so tired. Like after that read the other night, I got into bed and like fell asleep for like 12 hours.
Yeah.
I was zonked.
I listen, I agree. I feel like, if spirit has anything to do with what I do, it comes through the tarot cards. And, it's what card is being picked at what minute. And it's my intuition on which definition of the card I'm going to spin at the time. And it's a trip what comes out. I try to keep everything light and I try to keep everything positive, because I think all the cards are lessons. Even if you get a really swordsy problematic reading,
And
I try to keep
my
it
sword explanations. You love my sword explanations.
I love it when Lady Farrah gets all like,
It's like bad news, guys. It's just bad news.
yeah, just bad. It's all bad.
Yeah, just people.
If it wasn't, here's the thing, and I'm nowhere near as enlightened to say this comment, okay? I am so
I'm just saying it out of my ass.
no. Yeah, no. The thing I know is, here's what I know. It's a completely different thing than like what, it's like you can give yourself like advice, like you can give your advice to your friends, but you can't take your own advice. You know what I mean?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I feel like I'm giving. Like I'm trying to keep this message like positive. I'm trying to learn from all of the bad things. If a bad thing happens in life, I'm trying to elevate myself and learn from it and be like, okay, that's a lesson. You know what? That will even make a really funny story in 10 years. If it's not really a bad thing, if it's just like an awkward thing. But a lot of the things in our lives, if they are bad, they are lessons. We have to learn from them to grow and elevate and level up. Now, I'm not saying I'm there yet. I'm not. I'm saying this is what I aspire to do. And I'm trying to do that. But when there's an awful thing that happens in your life, that's when you get tested. And that's why it's so damn hard, because
well, that's how I kind of try to give my readings, because I know you say sometimes I need to cheer up a little bit. And I probably do, guys. I get really I really kind of play into that whole twin flame kind of weird energy that people come to me a lot about. Is this person going to unblock me? Is this person going to come back to me? And I try to be, sometimes I do see it. And honestly, I tell them I see it coming back to you. But when it doesn't, I kind of, it's tough. You got to give them bad news sometimes. And I know you don't like giving bad news, but I do every once in a while. But that's why
I think the bad news is, I just wouldn't say it's bad news. I would say it's news that you need to be aware of that you can learn from. Isn't it the Japanese word every time they say it's like crisis or something is opportunity? So whenever someone has that true tower moment,
Yeah.
you know, it really does leave you wide open to rebuild yourself in a much better way. And that's what I try to tell everybody when I read their cards. Don't try to hold on to shit if it's falling down. Let it fall down. Embrace the rubble that's happened around you. Allow yourself to feel it, and then move away from it. Then you know. But if you haven't, you're just like this strong silent type that, you know, and you're like, I can't allow my. Then it's going to be hard.
All right, so let's play some games.
Okay. I like games.
Have a drink first.
Have a drink. We should come up with a tarot drinking game. That's the only thing that's missing.
That's true. We can make that. All right, so that's next. I'm going to leave that one to you because
oh god,
you have to know. You have to devise a game that you can drink drinking tequila, so you don't get too bummed.
I have to think about this one because usually the typical drinking game is when someone says something they have to drink.
I know.
You know, if we were opening this up to live questions.
It is. It? I think it is open to.
Well, if all right, so
you're on there and you got a question, feel free to drop something in the chat.
Well, how about this? Before this happens, me and you need to go over the questions that people ask. If there's ever a question about, say, twin flames, we have to take a drink. If there's ever, I know. That's the idea of a drinking game, Farrah.
Yeah, but like, I don't think anybody's gonna want to watch us after 35 minutes in.
I disagree. That's the idea of Tarot and Tequila. I think people want to join in on my Instagrams at 10 o'clock and just see some drunk cowboy incoherently read their cards. I think that's hysterical. That's what it's coming, you know. That's what's coming.
All right, I don't want to burn the house down.
That would be bad.
A great possibility, but
at least wait till the live is over.
Yeah.
Oh. You okay? You got your sleeve? Did you catch your sleeve?
I did. I was like, what's burning?
I'm patting it out. I'm patting it out right now.
I am burning up.
Jesus.
All right.
You're on fire.
I know. It's Friday. We got to be. So anyway, let's
pull me a card, Stacy. Pull me a card, girl.
All right.
Pull me a card like you never pulled before.
Angel, spirit, guys, please have a card for Dave. The Hermit. We haven't.
I get that one
yet. Oh, we did have this one. We talked about it.
I think so. I get the Hermit quite a bit.
Why? Because you're a Leo. That would be, or do you have Virgo rising or something?
My Virgo moon and my Libra rising, but the Hermit thing is all of the soul searching that I've been doing since I've been working a lot from home in my day job and going crazy and just trying to figure out, you know, just it's been a very soul searchy type of time. And that's what the Hermit reminds me of. It's like go inward, take a little trip. My good friend, who's also a medium, I was speaking with her today, and she's like, you're coming up with some blocks. I feel it. You need to go away somewhere and just be by yourself and connect with spirit. I'm just like, okay, because that's easy to do.
Just use the light. Just use the star in the lamp to get you there.
Yeah,
in there.
Isn't it the hardest thing though, to truly embrace the Hermit energy? If you have a life, you can't stop being a dad and a husband, and to just truly embrace the Hermit energy.
Oh yeah, go on a journey on your own. Yeah, you know, I kind of feel I really can identify with the Hermit. I feel like I do a lot of hermiting. I can really, you know, if I want to, I could really kind of do things that just bring me a little bit more spiritual peace. Like I try to tell people that I do practice, I like doing white witchy things, you know, which is just
of course.
Plants in my house, and I take salt baths, and I really do try to do yoga, and I just I try to take time now and just think. Like this card makes me remember to think instead of reacting and acting. Just take a second and think about it. You know, just think about it. And
right.
and I think that is part of a journey, because to come from a point where you react like you don't react is really the hermit, just finding that kind of spiritual growth. But anyway, let's find something sexier than the hermit. I think you got it for me, Dave.
You don't think the hermit's sexy?
No, not really. He's kind of got a hunched neck. I don't go for hunched necks.
Don't get me started on hunched necks, okay?
There's the light. So, are you really going to see this hunchback? I don't know. But
oh, hunched back. I thought you meant
like, kind of like his neck is all bent over. He's like, oh.
I just think about all the ways that your neck could be that position.
True. That is true. Maybe. I got to think about that one.
The hermit, I think the hermit, if you get the hermit crossed with the lover.
Job is coming.
Oh my God. The unicorn, you mean? The unicorn? Well, that's what married guys call it, don't they?
Yeah. Well, we call men that are nice unicorns. We're like, oh.
No, we're so nice. No, a unicorn is code.
Code for hermit hunchneck?
No, it's code for what you said before.
Oh, okay.
Because, once you're married, those things are likely, you're likely to see a unicorn.
Well, yeah, I guess when you got to realize that that's something you give up when you get married and you have somebody to cook for you and take care of you, you might not get a.
What if you do all the cooking?
Hermit neck. I don't cook as much as I used to. I used to be a rock star in the.
Yeah, I do like cooking, but I don't cook all the time.
I don't either now. I'm too old for that. Hey, Rock, how you doing? Good luck this weekend. All right, now we're getting some friends on.
That's good.
This is my friend Dave from Tarot+Tequila. He's on Instagram. Please follow him. He's great. He's so much better at giving daily reads than I am.
Oh, shut up, Farrah. What kind of talk is
and
that?
His pictures are really nice, and he has really beautiful crystals in his pictures, and his reads are always spot on. And he has a book.
And I have a logo.
And you have a logo of a great big moon sucking on a
lime. It's a lime moon, man.
It's a lime moon. All right, you're up. What? I can't see it. 2 of Cups?
10 of Cups.
10 of Cups. You got to move it back a little bit, babe. You can't see it. Yep. All right. 10 of Cups.
Now,
wow, so interesting. Look at that card. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I love this deck.
Fish in there.
I'm not doing reversals tonight, Farrah.
Yeah,
I'm just doing.
It's Friday night.
So I love this card because, in many of the decks, the 10 of Cups is a culmination of all the love, true love of a family, who your people are when things are going good, right? And in this card right here, it's so simple. It's just like if you were like a mermaid and I was a merman and we were like, living together somewhere underwater and we just happened to, wake up together and watch the sunrise or sunset or whatever the hell they do. That's probably the sum of love for them. You know what I mean? That is simplified a really great day, a really great moment. And when I get the 10 of Cups, it reminds me of all the love that we have, even though we don't fully, get it all the time, but we're probably better off than we think we are. And there's always a place to come home to. There's always apologies can be accepted. We forgive our family.
That's having happiness, full cups. You don't have the cups in this, but you have the water, which is right. Emotion.
Well, that's what I love about this deck is because they don't really put the suit like images in there.
Right.
They just have a nice overall picture of what embodies the 10 of Cups.
Look at her bottom. She's like an octopus and he's like a dolphin. So it's almost
these are it's almost like kelp. It's almost like seaweed. It's not tentacles. The fish are like keeping their home in there. I almost want to think it's so something beautiful. like the mother aspect.
Yeah, I love that.
You
I
know,
love that. You got it. You hit it on the head. The way the fish are making a home in her little kelp skirt, and he's a little dolphin. It's so pretty.
I'd love to make a home in a kelp skirt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course I would.
Will you go hermit if you got somebody in a kelp skirt?
It just depends on how my neck hurts or not. I mean, I could go in an uncomfortable situation for a little while, Farrah.
Uncomfortable. You would consider that you see, this is why it becomes named the unicorn Dave, because everybody's like, I don't want to be uncomfortable.
Oh,
I'll do it for a little bit until I get uncomfortable.
I give as well as receive. Okay.
Great. So I guess it's all about the stopwatch at the end of the day.
No,
right,
it's not.
If you're using nice cards, if you're using nice cards, I'm going to use nice cards.
Wait, you weren't using nice cards before?
Yeah, no, I was using the Rider-Waite. Well, no, that's not
nice card.
Nice. I mean, I've been going back to the Rider-Waite because sometimes I just have to relax my mind. It's like I identify it with it, like a lot of the stories in my mind I've made up about tarot, or I played through the Rider-Waite. But anyway, people are commenting, Dave. I don't know if you want to pull you. Oh, you're not on YouTube.
I can't see what anyone's saying. So if they're like, who is that?
Saying hi. That you have nice eyes.
Me?
Giving and receiving.
No, you have nice. I don't have nice. I just have like.
No. He has nice eyes. Rock said, I'm going back. Hi, Dave. And he's sexy, Paula says. So
wow.
Paula says you look sexy. Rock says you have nice eyes. Somebody wanted a general reading. Unfortunately, we're not doing that tonight. Hi, Paula. Now they're talking to each other. Paula says, I have a kelp skirt. And Rock says, giving and receiving is important.
It is important in a relationship. It's the probably most important thing.
He's easy on the eyes, Rock said.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I wish I could see all these comments because during my lives, I love interacting. I could just interact all the time.
Do you want to take a second and boot up YouTube and just go, you're on Lady Farrah Tarot. You're one of my subscribers, aren't you? Or no?
No, I mean, I'm okay just like this. I mean, I'll say like
guys,
I
we
do.
have to turn it, like we're streaming this through, we had to turn off this weird stream going through YouTube because we're having a horrible delay. So I'm actually looking at the comments on my cell phone, and Dave's not on the cell phone, but I'm gonna, everybody's like saying that they agree with your beautifulness, Dave, your beautiful eyes.
Wow, that's shocking to me. But thank you.
All right, let's get a card. Yeah, let me get a card for you. Okay, King of Wands. Look at this guy.
I like the King of Wands.
But he doesn't look very on fire. Like,
should he be?
I don't know. Like, I always kind of associate.
Wait, that's the King of Wands? What's he doing?
So I don't know. This is a strange.
Is he playing piano?
No, he's writing something.
Ah.
So this is what the king is in this deck is the Count of Staffs, which is wands. So he's just writing away. But what do you think of the King of Wands? What do you think of?
I think of authenticity. I think of I aspire to be the King of Wands as I get older, because it's like a lot of people, if you're a king, that means you have people that are following you. Okay, right? Yeah. You're adult, you're mature, you're a master of your art. If you really expect people to follow you, you have to be authentic. True. It's not about, do you want people to love you or fear you? That argument. Would you rather be loved or feared? I would rather have the people that work underneath me think that I was genuine. So when I think of the Knight of Wands in the upright traditional position, not including reversals or all that, I think of just a really good-hearted guy that's trying to live his
sign too. So you,
Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, sure. trying to live his best life and not really screw anyone else over.
I always think of the King of Wands as somebody that's just super creative, like almost like a boss in a design firm, you know, and he is he's solid, he's about as solid as they get. He is the boss. You know, I think probably the only person he answers to is the emperor, right? You know, he's got people below him, so it's almost somebody to aspire to.
Yeah.
You know, these are always something to aspire to. And to have, especially in love, to have a king come in, I always, you know, kings are so much better than knights, you know, or pages. So
well, it depends on how old you are. I mean,
true.
Listen, if I was in my 20s, I would love to be the knight, a knight. I don't know if I wanted to be the Knight of Wands because they could be a little reckless. The Knight of Swords could be a little mean, dangerous. The Knight of Pentacles could be a little slow moving, and the Knight of, what am I missing? The Knight of Cups could be a little obsessive. I don't know. You see, the Knights are still learning. They're still on their path. If me and you were actually like on the dating scene now, okay, if we're open to that, we would be looking for kings and queens. We wouldn't be looking for knights. True,
but are there even any kings out there these days? That's what
yeah, I mean, I'd like to think so. I mean, I'm a because it's gender neutral is tarot, right? So you could be with someone of the opposite sex, and they could be, whether it's a man or woman, they could be a king or a queen. It doesn't really matter. So I'd like to think that there are mature people out there that embody the king, you know, that are like, I'm done with games. I'm done with bullshit. You know, I
like when it comes in love reads, where people are like, am I going to meet somebody? And a king comes in, and I'm just like, yeah. It makes me happy. Anyway.
That's right. It should.
What's the next one, Dave?
All right. Let's see what we got here.
Let's see what we got. What do I have?
For you, I pulled the Five of Wands.
Ooh, the Five of Wands. Look at that. So they have this as a chess game, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Because I look at the Five of Wands as either a lot of people fighting amongst themselves, you know, like almost like related people, or just people that all know each other. Like none of them really even know what they're fighting about, but they're fighting, or people fighting for a common cause. So those are my two kind of ideas that I get off of the Five of what, you got to hold it up a little bit. It was the Five of Wands, right?
Yes.
And this one I think is interesting because she's playing chess with the players. So maybe you could learn to manipulate people who are fighting among themselves to play the game the way you want to play it.
All right, so it's crazy. Well, it's interesting. So let's talk about the Five of Wands, because I don't think I talk about this card enough. Now, in the Rider-Waite and all those other cards, a lot of decks, there is one person and they are fighting against four other people with wands, right? But if you look at their faces up close, they're not angry.
They're smiling, like they're being
it's competition, right? They might be angry, they might be happy, but it's not like malicious. Now, if it comes up in a day-to-day reading, yeah, I mean, I see obstacles and problems and bad communication, shit like that happening. But this card's kind of cool because she's not playing against anybody except herself, first of all, right? There's no second player in this card, which I find really interesting.
Really? I think there's kind of like 5 players in there. Like she's just going to play them against themselves.
Well, she's the only one moving the figures, right?
Okay, but why are they allowing her to move them in a weird way?
Well, why is she? Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. It's like the Five of Wands, I think, I don't know, it keeps you in check, right? You have to really make sure after that Four of Wands, when everything has a structure and you're celebrating the prosperity and everything like that, then you get into this uncomfortable 5 scenario where people are coming at you and you realize that you're not the only unicorn out there.
Oh, the unicorn is back again.
Right? I had to throw that in there. Maybe a little wish list for later tonight. I don't know.
All right.
I had to take a
All
drink.
right, here's your card. Here's your card. Hold on. I split the deck and I took the one that we already used out, so I don't get it again like I did last time. Dave. Oh, I love this. The star. Look at this star.
Oh, look at that card. I get one of the best cards in the deck.
You did. And look at how it's depicted with the baby Jesus, with the star coming down, shining on the baby Jesus.
Thank you.
Jeez. So what, I mean, what is just a gift? Like there's just, when I look at this card, it kind of changes my whole idea about the card, kind of, because when you see it in the Rider-Waite, it's more about you manifesting something wonderful and abundance and humanitarianism and everything like that. But in this, being very clear that it's divinely given. The gifts is divinely given, and don't forget that. You know, it doesn't matter how much you manifest. The only reason why you're manifesting is because of your connection with spirit.
Well, let me ask you a question, Farrah.
Sure.
Do you think when you get the star card, it's a good time to make a wish, or is it a good time to accept or awaken to the idea that your wishes have already come true?
I think it's time to awaken the idea that your wishes are coming true. I feel you have worked, you've gone through all these terrible major arcana cards, you know, death, you know, the tower, and now then you're coming out, and just whenever I see the star, I just think it's just a good time to make a move, or whatever you've been trying to, you know, it's really just a manifestation card. Whatever you've been working on, like spirit is seeing it, because I think you will start seeing the blessings. I don't know how small or large, but the blessings, you know, there's enough of them that you could take care of the sea, and you can take care of the land. You know how she's pouring water on both of them?
Right.
There's abundance. That's how I see it. But this card is so interesting because it almost really it looks nothing like on the Rider-Waite, and it does have the baby Jesus. And I guess if you are Christian or raised Christian, you believe the baby Jesus was the gift from God. So, you know, I kind of feel like when you see this card, you know, blessings are coming.
Well, it's like the holy night, like the star, you make a wish. There's a lot to that. And it's a beautiful card. Like you're never going to get the star and be like upset that you got the star.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, there might be a time of healing with the star. You know, you might be reading someone that just got a divorce, for example, and their life is in turmoil, and you get the star card, and all of a sudden the reading turns emotional because you know that there's only one way to go, and that's up. You know, but you have to have faith and hope and, you know, and inspiration. And you have to find that new star to make a wish on, because, you know, it comes from within. It doesn't, you know what I mean? So the star is always the sweet, innocent card.
Sweet. And we got a little innocent in there. Look at that. Mm-hmm. All right, Dave, you're next. What are we at? We're at like something like 40 minutes. Look at my hair. It's not as pink as it was. I like it when it's pinker.
What's that?
Because I washed my hair and it's not as pink as it was. So
oh geez.
It's not as well. I guess I'm matching. I'm still matching.
All right, this is an interesting one.
Hi, Tracy. Ah, this is beautiful. 5 of Pentacles.
4 of Pentacles.
4 of Pentacles. Huh,
yes.
Look, she's behind the gate.
Yes.
Behind the lock gate. Got that pentacle like pretty close to her heart. Oh,
she's holding it close to her chest. Yes.
Yeah. What is that? A house in her arms too? Like she is taking care of.
Yep. She's holding on to a house.
And a pentacle?
Not so much a pentacle. In this deck, you really don't see the suit.
Oh, okay. I love it. It's beautiful. I really need to invest in it. But look at her skirt. It's almost, the skirt reminds me of the pentacles in a way. Like it's making a showing. The pentacles are making a showing in her skirt. But I just feel like this is really a true definition of the Four of Coins, keeping it close to your chest, you know, not sacrificing what you have to give to others, really, because either you're not in the position to, or the people that are looking for you to help them out isn't worth it. You know, keeping distance, keeping boundaries, protecting home, protecting what you got, you know, and it's a beautiful interpretation of it, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think that this card is all about your relationship with money, but also your relationship with how you view it, your lifestyle. There's a lot, like if you notice the locks on the gate, she is safe behind her walls.
Oh, I can't see. I could see it, but like I don't see the locks. Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's so I think that's important.
Everybody wants to know what deck it is, Dave.
Oh, it's the Mystical Moments deck. Let me see if I could find the picture of the box.
The unicorn deck. The Mystical Moments deck. We've been talking all about mystical moments. Oh, look at that. Is that the Two of Cups?
It is. Yeah, it's a whole different take on the Two of Cups because it looks like it's like the different aspect of you yourself. It's almost like a twin, like you're one of those connected twins. What's the word I'm looking for here? I can't think of it.
Oh, good grief. I had another twin between my twin cells and more twins.
But I think back to the Four of Pentacles, I think it's just one of those cards that kind of tells you to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. Go live your life. You know, spend some of that money. You know, have some fun. You know, if you sit
when I see it reversed, I usually say that.
Yeah, if you sit on your ass, I mean, it's just interpretation. I mean, if you sit on your ass and everyone else is going out and you're stuck at home, it's not a good feeling, especially when you have the money and you can do it. What are you waiting for?
I know. I tend to sit on my ass these days, Dave.
Really? Why the fuck are you sitting on your ass?
Because I'm either sitting on my ass doing readings, or I'm sitting on my ass and I'm teaching, or I'm sitting on my ass and I'm watching Netflix. Been watching that Last Kingdom. The Uhtred, son of Uhtred, is just, oh my God, he's so gorgeous. Talk about unicorn. Oh, this unicorn is just beyond.
We're talking unicorns again? Is that code?
Yes, this guy could go hermit anytime.
All right. Yeah?
Look at this.
I'm never gonna think of hermit the same way now. Thank you.
Well, you're the one who started it.
I never started anything.
You said his neck was hunched over for a reason.
We're going to go back and have to look at that.
Okay. Well, I'm not editing that out. Three of Coins. Look at this Three of Coins. Okay.
I see it. They're like shipbuilders or...
Yeah, like, so you got the people in there who are interested in what this guy's doing, I guess. I guess there's travel. If I saw this, I'd be like, oh, maybe you're going to go on a travel by boat. But, you know, the Three of Coins is always about, you kind of know what you're doing. So people are watching, you know, you studied, you've apprenticed, you've done all you need to prove that you're the best that there is in what you're doing. And people are attracted to it. And in this card, it just seems like this guy's saying, I'm a really good sailor. Let's go on a trip and go someplace new, you know, like, believe in me. And let's find something new. You know,
I tell you what, if you were going to hire a contractor to work on your house and you pulled the Three of Pentacles in reverse, I'd say call a different contractor. If you got in the traditional upright position, I'd say he's going to do a great job.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, it's good work. But it's also good teamwork too.
Okay. Yeah, I never thought about teamwork. I always kind of thought as him because, you know, people are just, you know, that's why there was like a little crowd. There always seems to be a little crowd around the person in the Three of Coins.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for being on. I got to figure this out a little bit more with this chat. I can't remember. I've only done one Zoom before and I really wasn't controlling it. But I was able to see the chat. We were having this very strange situation where it was so delayed. Like Dave and I were talking to each other and then we were hearing it like like 20 seconds later. So we had to do it this way, but it's working. But Dave can't see the feed. But next time he does this, we really all need to do is just go on like I'm on my phone. Hey, yeah, it's just feeding through the phone. Like I'm watching the chat on YouTube on the phone. But hi, how are you? Thank you for joining. My friend Dave's here from Tarot and Tequila. Please follow him on Instagram. You'll love his stuff. I love his stuff.
Just look for the lime. Just look for the lime moon.
Like people say, do I give readings to myself? I say no. I've let Dave's read my cards before, and he was really accurate. And he thought he had some clarity that I didn't have. And he actually reached out. What's so great is he actually reached out when I kind of needed it. He asked me how I was. I said I wasn't good, and he did a read for me. So it was just really nobody, I read for a lot of people, but a lot of people volunteer to read for me. So I appreciate
I think Farrah, I think the people in our community, the ones that like, no one should be competitive in our community.
No.
So I think because I have a hard time reading for myself because you have your own shit coming through.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it when other tarot readers read for me.
Somebody did a pentacle of that
the pendulum.
They did a pendulum for me, and they were right too.
Yeah, I have a pendulum. I don't really. I have to work with it a little bit. I don't really, I don't know.
I think I'm just going to stick to the cards for now, and maybe I'll go back to doing palm reads. You never know.
I'd love it if you read my palm.
Okay. So now I'm up. So we'll pull one more. We're at 6:47. What time did we start? 6 o'clock, I think we started.
Yeah.
So we'll pull up a couple more cards. Thanks, guys, for everybody who tuned in. We're just testing this new Zoom thing that I signed up for. We're trying to work out all the quirks. So thanks for tuning into our first one. The first 5 minutes of this video is very strange, so I'm going to cut it out because we're having all sorts of issues. But after that, please check out Dave's stuff on Insta. Like I said, he's a great friend, and he takes beautiful photographs, uses interesting cards. He actually I remember when I first started seeing him, that weird deck that I have that we should actually talk about that one time. We should flip the cards. This one, Dave.
What's that?
The Circoli ones. Don't you have the Circoli cards?
Oh, the Nicoletta Secoli or whatever it's called.
Oh, what it is? I thought it was Circoli.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. Yes.
Yeah, this one.
I love that artwork. It's trippy. It's a tad scary.
Yeah, it is.
But it's beautiful too. And
I got the tarot cards, but I have a little bit of a hard time reading them because the pictures are so disconnected from what I learned.
It's a Nicoletta Cecily or something like that. I don't know I don't use it ever in readings. I just use it for my daily, like some of my daily readings when I could think about it. But if I'm pulling cards for people and I see the imagery that shows up, it's so different than the basic Rider-Waite, or I'm just like, I don't know.
I like this one too. Like, what's the story you're telling yourself, but we should do it with this. I use this all the time in the readings here. People could claim that every once in a while I just get drawn to them.
Yeah.
I just feel like somebody a little bit trippy reading, they're in a trippy space. So
well, I love the whole Alice in Wonderland. I have the Tarot of Wonderland deck, and I have the basic Alice in Wonderland deck. There's two different ones. I just love the whole.
This one too by this is by Lucy Cavendish. It's the Oracle cards. The Alice.
Yes, I've seen that. Yes,
they're gorgeous. I love these, like the Cheshire Cat.
Yeah, yeah, it's very cool, and I love the whole style of just the art.
Yeah, the strange big heads and little.
Yeah, the large heads.
Big eyes.
Yes, beautiful.
I know. I have a boatload of Lucy Cavendish's cards. I just really
nice.
like them. But all right, so I did you, right? So now you got it one more for me, and then we'll call it a night.
All righty.
Relax, and I'll go back to my Netflix and watch Son of Uhtred. I live in a fantasy world, people. I want you to know that. When I'm not reading tarot, I'm either teaching or living in a Netflix fantasy world.
Nice. Love the fantasy world.
It's all good. I see unicorns there.
Okay. Okay. We can end on a new beginning. Ace of Wands.
Oh, beautiful.
You know, I'd like to say that
closing the book on something, pressing a flower, pressing the memory and leaving it in history. That's how I interpret that.
Yeah, it's like opening the book and this flower is emerging.
Oh, that's how you see it? I kind of almost see it. I see it.
Yeah, it's almost like you're picturing it. It's like, because I know it's an ace. It's like aces beginnings, so my mind went there.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking it was the 10. The 10 of
Oh, okay. Yeah, totally then. But with this card, it just shows you that you have something new to look forward to in the beginning, something that you're very passionate about, something that maybe you've had the idea of getting started, but for whatever reason, it's never taken off. And now when you see a sign like this, it's like all movement, like forward movement. So depending on the question, if you asked, hey, is my relationship going anywhere? And I get this card. Yes. Is he going to propose? Yes. Am I going to go back to school? Yes. Are you going to, this is a yes card. So whoever is watching this right now can resonate with that. This is for you. You know what I mean? If you're thinking about, should I start, that online course I've been thinking about for so long? Yes, do it. Now, this is the get off your ass card. I think it's like you have so much ahead of you, and the pandemic has been putting everything on hold, but aces are still aces. Even if the ace is reversed, it's still going to happen. It just might not happen for a little while. That's how I look at it. You have to work out your inner shit, or the universe has to correct itself. Then it will open up to you. But until then, you just wait and get all of your ducks in a row, and you dot your I's and you cross your T's. And when this thing takes off, you're going to be that much better for it.
Dave, that's why I love doing these with you. We've done this before on Instagram, guys. We do this a lot on Dave's page. Every time I get together with you, I learn something new about the cards. And we both have such different perspectives on them sometimes, that's what really just makes
it's all good.
Now I kind of see it from your side. It gives me sometimes an angle, like if I feel stuck in a reading, I could think, well, Dave said this, or, and it helps me too, because, I really use the cards to channel spirit, but, sometimes, I get blocked, people are like, no.
I just get confused whether it's spirit trying to come through or if it's my intuition. If you trust your intuition, it's like a constant battle of, like self-doubt, cheers. Because I want to be able to read people. I want to, give them the best advice I can. But, sometimes you have that self-doubt that hits you in the face and you're like, I hope I'm giving the right message. Sometimes
I have to pull it out of people. Sometimes I feel like I'm like, oh, I'm so off. And then they go, oh, and then I'm just like, oh my God, could you have shared that like a half an hour ago? Because I've been like.
Well, that's why I think it doesn't make the tarot reader look like they don't know what they're doing. If you're giving up some information, if we're working through a problem and I'm giving you a generic reading and I don't know what's resonating to you, what's the message that I'm getting? How is it affecting you? That's why I'd love it if you'd say, all right, I know we're talking about my personal life right now. And then I go, okay, perfect. Now I can start interpreting the cards through a love reading rather than a work reading.
Right.
It's only going to help you out.
I get the people, like I have had a couple of clients that sat across from me and they're like this.
Yeah, it's tough.
Like, I'm like, feel free to chime in anytime you
Yeah.
want, or if I'm going in the wrong, I have the energy right, and it's
Right.
not a female, it's a male. You know, feel free to clarify.
It's weird because you don't want to, because some people that don't understand tarot will instantly try to look at you as like you're a fraud,
I know.
or like, oh, well, if you don't know what's going on, then well, I'm honest with you, as honest as I can try to be here. I'm giving you my intuition based off pictures that are coming up in whatever order the universe is giving you these pictures.
I say I'm not a psychic. I'm a clairvoyant.
There you go.
I can't read your mind, but I could see your grandmother on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, that's trippy in of itself. Then you could say something like, and she's not happy with you.
Some of them come through. I don't know if Paula was there. We have a friend that the aunt comes through every once in a while and tells her she's talking too much on her cell phone, or looking at her cell phone too much, and tells her to read a book. It was pretty funny.
That is funny.
That spirit actually came into my bedroom and was talking to me before I even went live on the read. And I was like with somebody, and when this girl finally popped on, I said, I don't know whose energy, if anybody knows who this person is. I go, but they've been with me for like a half an hour. And I explained them, and one of the girls is like, oh my God, that sounds like my aunt who's a teacher. And as soon as she said that, like, the person on the other side just really just started to channel the information as soon as the connection happened. And it was really pretty weird because they were kind of, sometimes they come in like before the reads, I'll do a meditation, and they come in even before I get on. So
yeah, it's interesting.
Not always, but
yeah. Well, they know if something's gonna happen. They can see it. They can see the future. They know that you're gonna be talking to this person. If they want to come in, they're gonna come in.
They find me.
They will.
But anyway, Dave, thank you so much. You're a doll. I'm going to edit this, and then you're going to be able to put it on your YouTube channel. I just have to. I think you're going to be able to have it in a playlist. I think.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. I have a YouTube channel, but I only have about like under 300 subscribers. I don't.
Well, I have 300 subscribers, babe. I mean, like.
All right, man. I'm just saying. Instagram is my jam. So if anybody that's watching us wants to follow me on Instagram or Facebook, just go to Tarot+Tequila. You'll find me. I'm easy to find. New Jersey cowboy. There's not many of us out there.
Hey, usually there's a lot of New Jersey hippies where you live.
There are.
I like the cowboys better than.
But they don't dress as nice.
Oh, yeah, not like us. Well, when I was on the West Coast, when I was a West Coast hippie, I was.
West Coast hermit.
Subscribers, I can post these pictures on YouTube. Anyway, I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much. You're a doll. And think about this game we're going to play. You wanted to come up with the drinking game with the tarot, so I'm going to leave that. It has
to do with the questions that people ask, I think.
Okay, that's right. All right, so you
has to be.
Yeah, okay. Put it, submit it to me in the form of a, what do you call it?
Oh, geez, really?
No.
I know.
I mean, we just freaking won this. We're like, is this going to work? I don't know.
Yeah, we can market this tarot game to tarot readers, a drinking game. Everyone that asks if they've found their twin flame, you pound your drink. Just pound it.
Then we'd be sick.
That's the one that gets me all the time. All right.
I
will see you, my dear. Thank you so much.
Thanks everybody who came on. We love you. Thank you. We'll talk to you later. Please like the video. Exactly.
Kisses. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.